Hello, in this tips and tricks video, I'm going to show you how to leave text standing proud when machining. And I've broke this video down into two parts. Firstly, using the area clear, really easy. And secondly, using 3D, using the machine relief. So first of all, using area clear. Here you can see I've got a really basic drawing on the screen. It's just a rectangle with my name. And I want to leave my name standing proud, but the rest of it is going to be a recessed pocket. So really easy to do. Select the vectors, go over to area clearance toolpath, set your depth. So let's just say 0.1 for this. Add a tool. So I'm going to use a 1/4 inch end mill for this. I'll use an offset strategy, and I've already set up my material thickness, which is 1/2 inch. And then calculate now. And that is basically all that there is to it. You just need to select an outside boundary and select the text. So if I were to simulate this now, you can see that I've got my name standing proud. Now, there are a few problems with this because the tool's too large. So if I zoom in here, you can see that the tool can't physically get in there. And it's also creating these rounded corners. So the only real way around that is to use a smaller tool. Now, you can either use a smaller tool if you're lazy like me over the whole job, just let it run. Or you can add another tool into this tool path, and then it will remove that extra material for you. So if I add an extra tool, let's go down to a 1/16 of an inch. And then you can see it adds to the list there. And then I'm going to offset that, calculate that, and now you'll see that there are extra moves in there. And this is basically going in with the 1/16 of an inch tool and taking out those extra bits that the larger tool couldn't get into. So if I delete this simulation now, I'll just center that, and then I'm going to simulate all of this again. You can now see that it's getting into those corners. Now, it's never going to get right into the corners because you've always got a radius on the tool. The only way that you could do that is have a really tiny tool. Now, one thing that you can do with this after you've machined it is you can modify this. Let's say, for instance, you could add a chamfer onto the top of this. Make it look like something that you've drawn in 3D. So if I go to toolpaths, and I'm going to just turn off the toolpath visibility, and I'm going to just select the text. Let's create a profile, and the finish depth, let's do this not very deep, let's say 20 fair, and I'm going to do this along. Select a tool, and I'm going to use a 90-degree V-bit and calculate it. And now if I simulate this, let's do the control bar. You can see what this is doing. It's adding a chamfer onto the top of that. The only thing to watch out for with this is that the V-bit can actually get right into the corners. So you'll see on the end here, I have this little extra bit there. Most of the time you won't really see it, so I wouldn't worry too much if you've used a small tool to begin with. Right, so let's take a look at 3D text. So you're doing a machine relief on a 3D piece and you want the text to be standing proud. Here's my piece, and I've created these beagles on top of this base, and I've got some text. Now all of it in yellow is a relief, but the text isn't, and that's because I'm using Carveco Maker and I can't actually create 3D. I can only bring in 3D, so I can bring it in from the relief clip art library or importing in models. I can't actually create any 3D, so Normally what you would do is just create this in 3D, but I'm going to have to fool the program into basically not machining that area, and I'll show you how to do it. So if I rotate around, I'll turn on my 0 plane. Now the first thing that I need to do for this is to create a boundary, because I'm going to have to use vectors to machine to. Now, normally you would create a boundary around the edge of this. I'm not too fussed about that. This is just a quick demonstration. So I'm just going to draw a box around the whole thing. Let's go to the 3D toolpaths. So create a machine relief toolpath. And I'm going to go selected vectors. And I'm going to select all of those vectors. And I want this to machine inside the vector. So don't worry, it's not going to machine inside this vector, it's going to machine inside the 2 vectors. Now, one thing that you need to watch out for is this warning message, and I'll show you in a minute. It basically says, for this toolpath, the center of the tool will cut to the selected vector boundary. So you'll see what happens. It's going to take out too much material. So if I go to my finishing, and I'm going to have to mix and match metric and imperial now. So I've got a 1mm taper ball nose. So I'm going to click that for finishing. And I've also got, what should we use for roughing? Let's use a 1/4" end mill. And then I'm going to define my material. Let's say that that's 1/2 inch. And then let's calculate now. Okay, so you can see that it's not machining that fantasy text, and that's going to be left standing proud. The only problem that I've got is that it says up here it's going to cut to the center. So it's going to actually overcut by 1/8 inch, half of that end mill diameter. But let's take a look at it. So let's take a look at the roughing, simulate that. And then let's simulate the 1mm. Okay, so that doesn't actually look too bad. You can see that there are little bits on the text that doesn't look right, and that's because the end mill can get in further than the 1mm can. What I need to do is offset the vectors. I need to give it different boundaries that it can go to. So this is the hardest part about doing this. So if I delete the simulation, this fantasy, I need to offset it. So go to offset, I need to go 0.125 outwards, sharp, and let's select offset. Okay, so that is the boundary for the roughing. What I need to do is group all of those so I know what I'm selecting. Now you can put these on different layers if you like, it's entirely up to you. What I'm going to do is just close that a second, draw a box around that. I'm going to deselect the original text, and then I'm going to go to group. So that's the one for the 1/4 inch roughing tool. And now I need to do the same for the 1mm taper ball nose. It's a good job that I know how to use metric and imperial. So the offset distance is going to be 20 thou, and I'm going to offset outwards again, exactly the same offset. I could, if I wanted to, delete the original text that was there, because I don't really need it at the moment, so it's entirely up to you. But what I'm going to do is select all of that, and I'm going to deselect the original one and that one, and then group it together. So I should have 3 different sets of vectors. Right, now we can edit this machine relief and it should work now. The only problem that I have is that I can't use 2 separate vectors for each of these tools. So how do I get around that? That's pretty easy really. What we can do is just to do 2 different machine reliefs. So if I deselect that finishing tool, I don't need to do a machine relief with a finishing tool. I can just use the roughing or vice versa. So that's what we're going to do. So I've selected the larger portion of the text there. And I'm going to select the outside. And I've just got this end mill. So if I calculate that, the end mill now should come up to the exact position that I want it to. Because this is the center of that end mill. So it's actually coming up to this edge that I want it to. So if I simulate that now, turn on the vectors, you can see that it's coming to this edge. And that's exactly what I want it to do. So let's zoom out. Take a look at this. You can see that that's roughed all of that out. It's left the fantasy standing proud. So let's close the machine relief. And what I'm going to do now is delete the simulation, turn on the vectors, and I'm going to create another machine relief. This time, as I said, I'm only going to use the finishing. So I used my 1mm ball nose. Make sure that you use the correct tools because otherwise it won't work. Click select. And that's pretty much all that I need to do. I need to make sure that I select that one there because this is offset by 0.5 millimeter or 20 thou. And then I need to select the outside there. Click calculate. This should finish exactly up to where the original text was now. So if I simulate that now, take a look at it, it leaves the text standing proud, exactly the size that I want. If I turn on the vectors and zoom in, you can see it's coming up to this original vector. So that's a couple of ways that you can leave text standing proud in your job, doing 2D area clearances and also machine reliefs on 3D jobs.